full carbon body, silicone handles with anatomic touch and 5 front rotary encoders with RGB backlit windows and aluminum knobs, 7-way funky switch, 2 handle integrated and 2 side thumb encoders, 12 backlit RGB buttons, 4.3-inch display with nice contrast and vivid colors, REV lights, 4 magnetic shifters and dual clutch with magnetic Hall sensor, and one of the best QR system in 290mm grip. The FX Pro is one of the best wheels I ever had in my hands, particularly for that price. Before I share my experience with you, there is one big con you have to know, and that is this wheel is compatible only with the Simagic ecosystem and you can't use it with other wheel bases on the market. That being said, I believe if there was a model with USB connectivity, that were going to be huge success on the sim market. First, let's start with the build quality. 5mm carbon plate with nice finish on the edges and around those rotary encoder windows. Plastic shroud to guard the new buttons, which are a step above from the old they used before, with much shorter and stiffer feeling. Of course, feeling is personal taste and most of my wheel buttons are different, and honestly I can't say I have favorite ones, but when I say step up, I talk about design and telemetry compatibility. We can set for now 4 different telemetry inputs and take notifications through blinking and choose stickers to match our like. The 5 rotaries in the middle are with the usual quality with stiff click and rotation through those aluminum knobs, and those backlit windows are not just a beautiful touch from aesthetic point of view but also have access to the telemetry as well. With the 7-way funky switch we can also change some motor settings on the fly, which I will show you later. Great size and place of the thumb rotary encoders, which feel just awesome with gloves and without, and have that perfect spacing between each input for maximum precision. Usually I feel naked without wearing gloves. I spent the first day of testing without wearing them. That's how comfortable those silicone handles are. The most smooth and gentle feeling I ever had with the steering wheel. And that anatomic curve here just forced my hand to stay in place and create that perfect grip. Having instant contact with 14 inputs without removing my hands from the grip is very good deal for multitasking while dealing with those brutal forces from that 23 Nm Alpha Ultimate, which impressed me a lot the last week of testing, and I'm Simucube hardcore user for years, and I have to say this motor here is about to put them in trouble and make Granity Team work even harder to keep that lead. We can only benefit from that brutal competition. Just give me a few weeks to take the maximum of this monster and I will come up with full review. Now, let's go back to the wheel. The grips. They're open on the bottom, which is most likely aesthetic choice, and I personally prefer that look, but that shape will always create some flex on the bottom. But through the nature of the forces, which are rotational, in normal use, there is zero flex. I will let the display for now and show you the wheel on the back. That carbon case gives so professional look to that beauty and probably takes some of the weight from the traditional aluminum cases, but I don't think that makes any difference of the overall feeling of the force feedback. But from aesthetic point of view, I personally love it. The aluminum body of the shifters is rock solid with zero play, and the magnetic shifters feels great. I won't say they are silent, but they are definitely much quieter than most of the shifters I have around. The 2 clutch pedals are easy adjustable on the fly and through the SimPro Manager software, and as I've said before, all 6 use Hall sensors. Now, back to the display. 4.3-inch 800 by 400 resolution. In terms of sharpness, it looks okay. It's not sharp as this one here on the side, which is AMOLED 1080p and looks razor sharp, but still looks good, and even the small letters and numbers are easy readable. What impressed me the most is the contrast ratio and the vivid colors. The blacks are deep and almost as an OLED display, and the view angle is insane. For now we have only 8 dashes to choose from, but they said they will create more. For those who want to know if this is SimHub compatible, unfortunately it's not, and I asked them if will be in the future, and they said it's really hard to achieve that through that wireless connectivity. That being said, I see a good future in their own software, as they already add some telemetry, and maybe in the future we can tweak and create our own dashes. I know for some having no access to SimHub will be deal breaker, but for many that will be very user-friendly experience, and that simple software is very easy and very intuitive in use. Add and remove dashes, choose colors, or activate telemetry to each light of the buttons, calibrate the dual clutch system and set bite point, which we can do on the fly as well, setting the rev lights with telemetry colors on each side. Just everything is super intuitive. One very nice feature on the screen is this dash here, where we can control the force feedback settings. The 4 presets: steering angle, total force, wheel damper, wheel friction, steering speed, suspension, interpolation level, and all different measurement units, but for some reason the smoothness filter is missing here, which is the most important, and I hope will be added in some future update. Why I'm so excited? The price. The price will be slightly different on each part of the world, and mostly around $850, and wheel like those usually cost way above 1K. The only wheel I'm aware of which is cheaper is the FSR, which is great choice as well, but this one is on another level. For 200 more, the FX Pro have much better grips, 2 extra magnetic shifters, which I love by the way to control my brake bias, 2 more grip integrated rotaries, 7-way funky switch, better display in terms of contrast, and backlit buttons and rotary windows to set telemetry to get instant warnings. In my opinion, both choices are great for the respective price, just this one is on different level and better from every point of view, except aesthetics, which is subjective matter, and it's up to you to decide which you like more. I found also the 290mm grip size feels a bit more natural for GT cars as well. I believe we're in golden age of sim racing, and that natural competition between companies brings some awesome results for us. Simagic comes with entirely new line of wheels which they sent here to test, and from what I see through my tests and what you're about to see in the next few weeks, they have done some awesome work. As I've said before, I'm testing all that on the 23Nm Alpha Ultimate, and that wheel is about to shake my favorite for years Simucube 2 Pro, and I love that. I'm not saying it's better, but it's really close. Remember, we don't have to be fans of any company out there, but only fans of our own experience. The only cons I see in that beauty here is that little play on the buttons and that flex of the grips, and as I've said, both of those makes no difference in use case for me, but I'm sure other owners will let comments from their experience, so make sure to check that.